Good evening. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Nashua Board of Education's Human Resources Committee at the Nashua High School Boardroom. It is May 12th, and it is 5:34. And I am calling this meeting to order. May we begin with a roll call for attendance?
Thank you. Ms. Giglio.
Here.
Mr. Johnson is not here yet. Ms. Raymond is here, and Ms. Darling is here. Yay, welcome back.
Here.
We also have Dr. Andrade and Mr. Brous.
Okay, so looking at tonight's personnel recommendations, I see, first of all, we have one retirement, which I make a motion that we accept.
Oh, wait, are we doing it? I'm sorry. We can do that first. I'll second the motion to
Oh, right, I didn't look at the agenda. We have something
approve the
else.
personnel recommendations.
Okay. And then should we go, I skipped the work-based learning coordinator. Do you want to talk about that now?
Let's just finish this motion, and then we can go
Okay.
back to it.
Okay.
Unless people have an objection to that, just because I wrote it down already.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries, okay. And then, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the agenda. And so we have a work-based learning coordinator job description in front of us tonight. And which of you gentlemen would like to speak to that?
I could speak to it.
Okay.
So the work-based learning coordinator was really came together because what we really needed was that liaison between the community and our CTE programs to really connect the CTE kids to jobs within the community. So jobs being internships, programs that relate to the field that they're in that CTE program. So whether it's HVAC, electrical, carpentry, you name it, whatever it is, culinary, they really want to be able to find that community connect to get that our students more connected in the community so that when they graduate with us, they kind of have something already lined up for them. And then if you wanted to.
No, great summary, Mr. Baus, and I think this is coming out of the need and revitalization of our NTC. So under Director Talbert, she's noticed that there's a lot more coordination that needs to take place between our CTE teachers and our community partners, and that's a lot of work on our CTE teachers to actually set up internships and coordinate that. So it's really the reimagining and revisiting. And many other school districts have a work-based coordinator that's easier to, again, be a liaison between the classroom and the community. So we think this position is really going to help us get more kids into the community and at job sites, and as well as bring in some of our community partners and business partners into the classroom. So we think this is an important position. You can see through the responsibilities in the job description. But again, I think it's really needed moving forward.
Are there any questions? Ms. Raymond?
Thank you. I think it's a good idea. I follow Alverne on social media, their CTE center, the Palmer Center, and they constantly have people in giving almost like TED Talk type like speeches to the kids. They're constantly promoting the internships that their kids are getting. And I've noticed that Ms. Talbot has started to really promote the CTE program, which is also great, but making that connection between our students and internships and things after school, the way we do with kids going to college, I think is really important. So I have two questions. One is this something that could be taken on by guidance counselors the way they do for college readiness? And two, which contract would this be under?
So two good questions. So for guidance counselors, I think this is over and above. I think that someone needs to be dedicated and work in conjunction with the guidance counselors, but this is really getting into the nitty gritty of Heather Raymond's working with this company at this time. Here's the contract, here's the arrangements, which I think is more than a guidance counselor with the amount of their caseload. And then currently, this is not in a union. This would be a non-affiliated position. It wouldn't fall under the teacher's contract, but would it be more akin to someone in NASIS? So if it becomes a union position, it would fall into that union.
And last question, is this one of the interviews that a board member would sit in on the interview process?
By policy, no, but I think we could. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Are we on? The screen
Yes.
just went blank behind you. Okay.
Still
Thank
good.
you.
Still good. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's good to have that connection, but by policy, it wouldn't fall underneath that.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, then I'm making a motion that we approve the work-based learning coordinator job description as presented.
I'll second.
Okay,
All in favor?
I
Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
do have one more question.
Yes.
When do you anticipate posting, and are you looking for this to begin the school year like in August, or is this someone who would also work over the summer? I should have asked that 5 minutes ago, but I didn't
no
think about
problem.
it till just now.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to get it posted tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure that it got passed and approved by you guys. And then we are looking for it to start next school year. And it is a school year-long position, so they would not work in the summer.
Not summers. Okay, great, thank you.
That's great. Okay, are we ready to move on with the agenda? Okay, next we have, we've already taken the personnel recommendations. Next, we have an administrative recommendation about a civil rights compliance coordinator. And did you want to speak to that, Dr. Andre?
That is so loud.
After we can hear anything.
What was the question? I apologize.
So
Just a little bit about him, I think, is what it was. Like Mario mentioned a little bit earlier as we were talking, the position's been open for probably a solid 18 months or so. We've really struggled to kind of find the right person for the right position to get in here to kind of really what we're looking for in this new role that we created. And we happened to stumble upon on this time around with everything going on politically that we found some good candidates come in this time. This gentleman, Timothy Cochran, has tons of experience as an attorney himself, dealing directly in the civil rights office down in Boston, Massachusetts. Having that experience with the Title I, Title IX, Title VII, and even 504 sector as well, really ties into what we're looking for. And we thought when we brought him in for an interview, he was the perfect fit and really the exact role and person that we're looking for this position to kind of take on and make it their own. With this position, we also, in his background and everything, we really think that he can help a lot with our policy and making sure that we're staying compliant with the policy. He has some experience with that as well. So we really think that with his background, especially over the last 10 years working as an attorney, is really going to benefit us and helping train and educate all our educators as well as our admin team as well.
Any questions? Ms. Raymond?
Thank you. So I know that we initially posted this 18 months ago, so I know it's not really fresh in people's minds. So can you go back a little and remind us exactly what kinds of duties that we're expecting? Because I have in my brain thinking that it had something to do with not just our compliance with student issues, but also personnel issues, as like if there's a sexual harassment complaint. So is this person also going to be handling those types of investigations?
Absolutely. This person's going to handle all investigations moving forward once they come on. In addition to all the investigations, they're going to help with compliance training and making sure that our administrators know and how to handle each situations as they arise. And then on top of that, another end of it is the policies. We're going to have him, in the summertime, obviously there's not too many don't want to jinx myself, knock on wood. There's not too many investigations going on during the summertime, so that's a real good time to, really reflect on the year that passed and update any policies moving forward for the year to come. So that is really what we see this position kind of entailing, taking all facets of the investigations from students to staff down to policies as well as the training aspect as well.
Yeah, so I just want to reiterate, we see it as a more proactive role than reactive. And I think there's a component from the district, we have, again, 10,000 students, 2,500, adults working for us. That's a lot of people interacting. And I think in the proactive is how do we create an organizational culture where people feel safe, secured, heard, and well-trained. So this isn't coming out of, an investigation that came out of we need more, but I think it's really when we had investigations in the past, or again, having the, nearly 12,000 people, there were things might happen, right? And sometimes it's because of lack of training, lack of awareness. So we really see Tim in a role of being much more proactive and ensuring that people know what Title IX means, what Title VII is, or, what is bullying, not bullying. And then, again, through like Title IX training, how do we have separations of power? What can the building principals handle? What can Tim's office handle? And then what has to go to an outside legal for if it's further. So this is really, again, I think, being proactive in protecting our students, the adults that work for us in our district. So I think it's a worthy investment. We've been talking to a couple law firms saying we're going to handle this. This will be one of, I think, only 2 positions throughout New Hampshire. So we'll be, again, I think, the second district to have a position like this within the district. And we've been commended for being forward-thinking in this nature.
Well, I mean, I can remember pre-COVID having discussions about putting this in budgets, right? And then taking it out and then putting it back in and then not filling it. Because there have been times in the district's history where we have spent significant amounts of money on outside counsel. And so it makes a lot of sense to me to spend a smaller amount of money on having somebody in-house who can do this work, because legal fees add up very quickly.
Are there any other questions? I have just 2. So if we approve this tonight, how soon would he be starting?
His start date is scheduled for the 23rd of June.
Okay, so it's a year-round position.
Yep.
Okay, that was my second question. Okay. Then I would like to make a motion.
Oh, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, sure.
I'm so sorry. Will he have an office in central office, or will he be someplace else, or?
Yeah, yep, he'll be in central office. We're working on kind of refiguring things. We have some things in the works, but yeah, he'll be at central office.
You guys are very tight over there.
We know.
So I make a motion that we approve the recommendation for Timothy Cochran Jr. to the position of Civil Rights Compliance Coordinator at an annual salary of $125,000.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye. All right,
Motion
so wait,
carries.
who's voting now? Because you're an alternate and you arrived late, so you guys have to decide.
You're welcome to.
Take the vote. Go ahead.
Okay. Just gonna write not voting.
Okay. So either way, the motion carries.
Either, I just,
No, I
gotta
know
write
you
down
need the-
properly on the
no.
sheet.
Okay, let's see, looking at the agenda. And then we have a rather long list of 2025, 2026 Nashua School District teacher and principal renominations that we've all had a chance to look at. And so I'm looking for a motion to approve those.
I'll make the motion, but I have questions.
It's okay. I'll second it.
Thank you.
And questions?
And I think my questions are just fine for public, but if not, Dr. Andrade or Mr. Baus can tell me, and then I'll make a different motion. So my question is, this is a list of everybody who is coming back. It's very, very long. I don't know how many pages it is, but it's a lot of pages, which is fantastic. I know that some reduction in force letters went out last month because they have to go out by the contract. What is our final tally of teachers and principals that are not coming back?
By way of RIF?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Now I'm confused about my
I
question.
won't have a final tally because there's resignations that come in.
Okay.
We get the last second resignations in the summertime, so.
So I think my question is based on, what's the difference between the number of people on this list versus our staff for this year?
So this list that I have here is minus the reductions in force, resignations, retirements, continuing subs, and the RIFs were part of that. So those are the categories that aren't included in there.
All right, I guess I just want to know the reduction in force then, because I don't need you to tell me how many retirees. et cetera,
So
because-
we RIFed 5 teachers this year,
And that is K through 12?
K through 12.
That is significantly better than we thought when we started the budget process.
Okay. Are there any questions? So, do we vote on this yet? No, you had questions.
No, I made you wait for my question.
That's okay.
And I
Okay.
wrote down my
If there are no more questions, let's take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And I forgot to mention earlier that Mr. Cochran's not able to be with us tonight, but he'll attend a meeting in the future and give us an opportunity to get to know him. So, thank you. I guess then I'm looking for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
A second?
Okay.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great.
We're adjourned at
Oh, yeah.
5:50.